Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad to be here. I hope you are also happy to be here, and I do hope we'll see each other many, many times. Guys, it's happening today. This is the first video that I'm making. I've been thinking about this um, because, you're thinking YouTube channel, people think, content creator, of course, it is what it's about. And I've been thinking, what have you to share? And I'm thinking, I think I've got much to share. Of course, I'm living a life, and whether it's what happened to me at the spaza shop or wherever I went to, I always have stories to tell. And of course, my children always tell me, Mom, oh, you make us laugh. Of course, they're my children. Anyway, that is not the point. I'm not a comedian. So, the topic that I really wanted to embark on today, my daughter and I were talking in the morning. We have these wonderful conversations and, engaging. And I said, you know what? Because I've been saying to her, I actually do want a YouTube channel. And, the other day we sat down, we had a meeting because, of course, I know nothing about actually taking videos. I mean, I can hardly send an SMS. So I said to her, listen, help me with this. And she said, okay, Mom, we're going to sit. We had a 12 o'clock meeting. She was chairing the meeting. She's 19 years old, by the way. And because I said, you're going to have to do this for me because I don't know what to do, where to start. I know that, somebody said, just get a ring light. And the other day I was at Cash Crusaders and I saw this ring light. And in my mind, when they said a ring light, I thought, oh my gosh, it must be so expensive. Anyway, so I went, this guy said it's 154, and I said, what? Okay, so let me have that. So he said, okay, now this is the one you put on your desk. What do you need it for? I explained. He said, okay, you might need the long standing one. I said, okay, well, just give me this one anyway, because the price is right, and then I'll go and see if I can get a better one. Let me start with this one. So I'm starting with it, and I'm actually doing it on my own. My daughter's going to be quite shocked because she thinks I am technologically challenged. Well, I am, because I ask her every time, do this for me, do that, and she gets a bit annoyed. So this is going to be quite a surprise for her that I did it without her, and I'm glad that I actually did it on my own without her help. That is excellent. So, actually, the main thing, what we discussed when we sat down, we had this formal meeting about starting the YouTube channel. The main thing that I wanted to do was food, because I'm such a lover of food and, cooking in general. And, I feel like, this is what food is like, my superpower, like I'm that girl who, I remember the story comes to my mind. One day we were at a coffee shop, and I was alone, by the way, because I like food like that. I can sit alone at any place. I literally go to a restaurant on my own, and I sit there and I just enjoy everything, the food, just watching the people. I just really like to spend time with myself. I think that's what it is, really. So, I was sitting at this coffee shop and they had carrot cake. So let me order carrot cake. It's one of my favorites. I often make it. And but this carrot cake was the bomb. So, I was sitting there and I'm like, because when I eat something, I'm like, oh, I pull it apart and I'm like, oh, I'm trying to figure out what are the ingredients, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they have poppy seeds. Oh, I see they have cardamom, they have this, they have that. So anyway, this carrot cake was beautiful, and I was sitting there and I was in literal tears. And so the guy who was sitting at the front desk, he came over to find out, is everything okay? And I said to him, I'm sorry that I'm so emotional like this, but this carrot cake is just so beautiful. It's the best. And this guy was in such awe that, somebody was really getting it. Because I think, with food, that's what it's about, is for somebody to get it. That is what I love about feeding people, feeding my friends. I often, when I, cook, I don't like to not share. I love to share food. So I would often make something and then I send to my neighbor. I make whatever I make, scones, whatever I was trying out, I will always send to my neighbor. Excuse me, I need a tissue. Oh, sorry about that. And of course, the only way for me to show love is by cooking. Okay, so if I want to show you love, I cook for you. Like literally, if I don't cook for you, hey, you got to know something is up, because that is the only way I can show affection to my friends, is by making things for you, cook for you, feed you. I don't know what else to do when you come into my house, more than trying to get this light right. Okay, it's fine as long as we can hear each other. This is the first video, so I suppose the next one, I'll see all the things that went wrong and we'll fix it, just for the comfort of everyone, because obviously I don't know how to maneuver while I'm live. So we'll make it happen at some other time. So yes, cooking is the thing for me, and yes, I will be making cooking videos. I'll have to do a proper setup, but I thought, let's get the first video out there. Let me get to know my people that I'll be chatting to, and of course I'll be sharing some other stories. I'll be sharing some other stories about everything and anything that happened to me or has happened to me, or my thoughts. And yes, so that is the background. Did I even introduce myself? I don't think so. By the way, my name is Tembisa Siyolo. Yes, that is me. That is me. This is me. This is as good as it gets. I have 2 children. I am married. I love my family. And I'm just so, this feels cathartic this feels, that I have a space where I can be alone and be talking to you or talking to the air. But it's people, of course. So yes, besides the food and other things that will engage about time to come, the thing that I really wanted to say today, it's not going to be too long, is just the fact that I can't remember how the conversation started with my daughter, but she came into my room today. Today was the day she was going to have her braces put in. So, we were excited for her. She's excited. She's got skewed teeth. And myself and my other daughter have, we got first in line in the queue to get, nice teeth. So she's always been the one to say, they're not that bad, but these kids, but it's a bit difficult. I kept on pushing it aside and be like, no, I can't afford this, and and so, well, eventually I'm still not paying for the braces, because of course she spoke to her dad, and she always gets it right with him. But dad said, okay, well, from a child she's been saving 5 Rand coins, and so these coins have really, she's 19 years old now, and so I think these coins have gone up to 40,000. I don't know, I'm up for correction. It was not my project. It was her and her dad doing it. So dad suggested, okay, so why don't you use your coins? And so this was now how we're going to finance the braces. So that was the thing today. She's doing her braces, and so we were having this chat to say, oh, you know what? Society is so mean because, there's a tendency that people are supposed to be held to a standard by other people. And I'm like, no. Can I live my own life? You live yours. I'm happy with whatever you do. Don't interfere in mine. That is the point. Because, people go on these social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I don't even know what. I'm on none of them, by the way. I am on none of them because it's for me a general thing. I was once on Facebook, but because really I'm scared actually for social media, because I've seen how even Facebook, for that matter, creates this kind of anxiety. And for me, it was like, basically because I don't know what to do. So I was always just so scared of, because I didn't know what it means to reply. I was like, oh my gosh, now I don't know, am I replying to this person or am I replying other people seeing what I'm doing? So I never understood it, and I was like, you know what, this is dangerous for me. Let me be out of this thing, because one day I'll be saying something thinking I'm talking to somebody, but then I'm talking to please, this is a difficulty I don't need in my life. So I was like, you know what, off Facebook. My husband is on Facebook. He is way older than me and he seems to be getting on, but no, it's not for me. I don't like social media. The sum up of my social media is literally WhatsApp, honestly. So that is where I post you know, whatever things that I do, because, you know, I like to, because I cook, I like to organize my house, I sew, I do little crafty things. I enjoy doing that, you know, all sorts of things. So of course, I always post on my status. And the conversation we were having, it was that, I mean, it's not something that happened specifically to me, but it's just a general notion and something that I notice that, you know, people have this tendency to make you feel like you don't have the right to post whatever you want to post on your status, because lest you be seen as bragging. I mean, who the hell does not brag? We all brag. So why is it wrong when Tembisa is doing it? Because when you do it, it seems to be fine, but dare I do it, then oh my God, look at her again. Look at, like, okay, do you not go into my status? You do it, like you do it, like it's not a mistake, right? It is not a mistake. And it's fine. I post it so you can look at it. It is fine, okay? But I'm just saying, just be honest about it. That's all that I ask. Stop, you know, because it looks weird. It looks weird that you kind of pretend you're not looking at my status. But I want you to look, actually, it's fine. But look, and yeah, but that's actually not the point that I wanted to make. The point that I wanted to make is this. You know, we are conditioned to not be proud of our achievements, lest you be seen to be bragging and to be putting others down. How the hell am I putting anybody down when I am telling you about myself? Unless you are projecting your inefficiencies and your inequities and your self issues on me, surely you cannot put that burden on me. So I'm allowed to post whatever I want to post. If you don't like it, why? Don't look. Like, you are the one who's looking, okay? And you will know if you look at my status and you get a niggly feeling in your stomach, then you know you have jealous issues, okay? Now sort it out. It's fine. It's a you problem. It's not my problem. Okay. So, you know, I go to my friends. We invited to our friends. They live in Sea Point. They are a fabulous bunch of friends. Oh, we love them. They often come to our house. We go to their place. Oh, it's beautiful. So the first time we went to their house, it's a 3-story house in Sea Point, and fabulous views. I mean, the sauna, the works, the everything you can think of. The chandeliers, the art, the Le Creuset, the Smeg, the, you know, all the things. Because why? They earned that lifestyle. So I walked in and I was like, dude, okay, sorry, I'm just gonna put it out there that I'm going to be taking pictures because, okay, everyone needs to know I was here, I was at this place, and I sucked in this view. Okay, so, and I just want you to know that I love the vibe of your home. I love the colorfulness. I love your art. I love your everything, the pieces that you have chosen, the chairs that you have picked up at some or other, wherever you picked them up. You did that. You had a goal, you had a vision for this house. And so people need to see it. Like, it will be weird if I came in and kept quiet and be like, hi, it's a nice day, whatever. No, I am acknowledging that I see your hard work. I see how you thought of everything, how you put everything together. I see how this is fitting into this whole thing. And yes, you've earned it, and I love it for you. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love it. I even say to them, please, if you need, they have 2 dogs. I said, if you need dog sitters, house sitting, we are here for that, because let me tell you, it will be fabulous for us to house sit for a weekend. Okay, we get to get a free holiday, so that will be great. So, just to tell them that I love their home, and I'd love it, I'd love it, I'd love it. It's beautiful. So there's nothing wrong with that. And they are the type, it's positive. It's a positive challenge for them, because our hosts, they like the best hosts. They cook, and they know I'm a cook, as well. So of course, when I think we first went to their house, right? But there was a party, I think. So it was not a no, that's not what happened. Okay, so what happened was, this friend, he used to be an ex-colleague of mine. So one of the days I hooked up with another ex-colleague, and I was like, where is this dude? I've been trying to hook up with him, but I just can't find him. So she said, actually, he's back. Oh, because he went to Thailand. He worked in Thailand for some years. Says he's actually back. And I said, please, can I have his number? So of course I contacted him, and he was like, oh my God, oh, you must come, and we must get together. So that's how we got together. So of course, he was there. So I was like, okay, no, it's fine. We'll bring donuts. I don't want you to go to that trouble. But secretly, I was hoping, I hope he makes me a Thai curry. But of course, we have to be, courteous and whatever. So I was like, oh no, don't, we'll just you provide coffee, we're bringing donuts from this donut shop, whatever. So he was like, okay, cool. So we got there, and he did the whole shebang. I mean, we were having the best lamb curry of my life. Okay, he did like the whole Cape Malay thing. It was amazing. So of course, I said, okay, well, that was awesome. Next time they must come to our place. And I think when he came, his partner was not with him. He was on a business trip. So he was like, no, he's going to come alone because his partner is away. So I said, no, cool. So of course, I was going to, show him that, boy, I can get down, I can cook. And it's a nice thing. It's not like in a vicious way. No, it's not in a vicious way at all. It's just for me, it's, preparing for someone and going to the trouble and them seeing that, oh my God, you went through the trouble because we are coming. For me, that's like care. I care for you. Like, I was cooking the whole night for you, that kind of thing. So of course he came and he was mesmerized, and of course the partner was not here, so he reported back to the partner to be like, oh my God, no, you missed out. We're gonna have to do this again because, like, Tembisa did the things. So of course, we had the opportunity to have the partner here, and of course, it was lovely. And so now we have this thing, we going back and forth, kind of like out doing in a nice way. It's not in a vicious way, when then he did a lamb curry with cauliflower. But he can do the lamb curry. I'm like, lamb curry is your thing. But me, I'm not like, if somebody does something great, I love it. And I love the challenge. And I know that you do it the best. But I'm going to try to make it because I want you to see that I'm trying to get there. Okay, because I want you to taste it and whatever. So he's never had curry. Well, he did, because I did make a Thai curry, but not a Cape Malay, because obviously he's Cape Malay. I'm like, don't go there, and when my daughters and I were talking of the menu, they were like, Mom, what you gonna make? I was like, my daughter says, the other daughter, the young one says, don't make roti, because his rotis. I said, no, that's not how it works. I said, I am not shy about my rotis. They might be not at his level, but one thing I know is that he's going to appreciate it. So I'm not like that. It's not, I don't care for things to be perfect, just like I don't care to be perfect. This is my first video, and I'm like, whatever, just put it out there, it's fine. Don't be perfect. I don't need to be perfect for whom? No, let's just get it out. It's like also with my sewing, like, when I'm making something, then I'm like a free, a person. Like, I don't, like, my husband knows I hate measuring things. He's like, no, because he's a measured person. He's like, no, it has to be this 2 millimeters. I'm like, no, let's not do that. I literally look at something and I just like draw a line. I'm like, okay, this is where it's gonna go. I remember the other day I was looking for a certain fabric, and so my husband's like, oh, let's measure. I'm like, no. So I said, yeah, 4 meters is fine. That's how I do it, even with my cooking. And so he says, well, why don't you? I said, no, don't worry, 4 meters should be fine. So I bought the fabric, and it was 4 meters, that I don't measure. Just like with my cooking, I don't measure things, and sometimes people think I'm being facetious when they ask me, oh, you gotta give me that recipe. I'm like, I don't have a recipe. I will tell you what ingredients I used, but I literally cannot tell you how much, because for me it's by seeing and smelling and whatever. And even I'm not very much into baking because it's too measured for me. I don't like that. So, but I do, bake, but I try not to do that, because as a rule for me, I never stick to what they say. Because if they say 2 tablespoons of this, I'm like, nah, I no, it must be three because two just can't work. I'm like that. So I try to stay away from baking because most times it does flop because of I don't stick to, and baking you need to stick to it. It's not like cooking. Cooking is free. So I prefer cooking. So but I do like, mm, let me not lie. I don't like baking, but obviously, like I have to do it because, like, if I'm making a meal, I have to make dessert. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make something. So um, I do make, and it's usually fine, but I prefer not to. I prefer to stick to the cooking. So yeah. So back to my original story, which is, can we make it okay for people to be themselves? Like when I walk into your home, can it be fine for me to admire and be like, I like this, I like that, I like that? And you know what? For me, it's not even about the 3-story home. Do you know what it's about? For me, it's just about the detail. I mean, I've been to modest homes, I've been to shacks, I've been to a shack that I feel like, oh my God, like this woman is the bomb because I mean, you know, she is on point. For me, if the house is clean, then I'm like, oh my God, this woman is it because, they can keep a house. That for me is elevation. Like if you can do that, it's like, wow. Okay. So the thing is that I want you to get, it's not about the opulence. It's about the little things. It's about the fact that I walked into this shack. I've been to many, many. I mean, of course, I have family. A shack is a shack. It is a house. It's a home that people live in. But I'm just making the correlation. Hence, I'm saying a shack. And because I was talking about a 3-story home, and I just want to make that distinction. But ultimately, for me, it's neither here nor there. Okay, a home is a home. I am taken aback by a home that is a home. As I said, I've been to this because I used to see clients. That was my professional business. So I would go into someone's home. I used to work as a financial advisor. And so one day I went to this woman's house. It's a shack, and you walk in, beautiful home.